Oh, hello. Michael Gebben here, your mind mechanic, tuning up hearts and minds one at a time so that your ideas do not die in your hearts, heads, or hard drives. I am here to bring you your daily jumpstart today that essentially is going to talk about how to dream small, disappoint people, get in debt, and succeed for all your wildest dreams. I have all the answers to success so that you can make millions and lose it all along the way. So anyways, let's dig in. Now, I want to share a video really quickly with you that essentially is going to take you down a little bit of a journey here to where there's so many things out there. And I think there's so much polish, i.e. the hair today, and not putting it away. Putting it away, i.e., try to get it down, try to make it look right, put a hat on, do something, but yet keep it. And it literally sparked my entire talk today, which is going to help you really push forward through the uncomfortableness. We're all afraid, we say, to fail, but I find more times than not that we're professionals at failing, at making mistakes, at falling on our face, at having things not work out, at all these things that could be deemed negative, not good, bad, et cetera, et cetera. But I would challenge you to say, are you more afraid of failing or are you more afraid of succeeding? And what comes along with rattling your normality of what's going on, right? Shaking things up a little bit. Because a lot of times the pain of what's on the other side, like to get to what you say you want, is far greater than continuing to have what you already have. And we will go away from pain to go towards pleasure. The problem is if where we want to go has some pleasure with an enormity of pain, might lose our house, we might lose our car, we might not have any money, we might have to move back in with our parents, our credit score might go down, debt, this, that, oh my God, what will people think? I might lose my friends, all those things, right? Does that all have to happen to achieve what you want? Go for your dreams? I don't know. Let me share a quick video that some of you have probably not seen of a kid who, essentially was 18 years old, lived in his parents' basement, and what I am doing today. Little quick background. Owned a video production company from 2004 through March of 2020. Made millions of dollars in revenue, got to travel the world, worked with people like Tony Robbins, Tim Ferriss, been to Sir Richard Branson's island, 4 times, and have people been on podcasts with big people saying, reaching the unreachable. And I still live in a town of about 28,000 people, my entire 35 years of existence on this planet. And yes, my dreams were small when I started. Yes, I have made millions, and essentially through that process from 20 to 30 years old, didn't have much to show for it financially at 30 years old. I wasn't really smart with my money. But people ask, what would you tell your younger self? I say I wouldn't tell them anything, because if I changed anything, I would change everything. And that has given me a great sense of peace. But this 18-year-old who's in that video that you're about to see, up to where I am today, wasn't dreaming big, didn't have big dreams and aspirations and traveling the world and charging, getting $100,000 video. None of that was a dream. I was just happy that I didn't have to go to college because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And this little video thing was happening to work out that I kind of fell into because of my father. And quite a journey. So who I am today is not who I ever thought I would be. It wasn't on a vision board. It wasn't a dream. It wasn't ambition. It wasn't a goal. It wasn't a passion. I wasn't following the passion. I was following more my curiosity. Let me share this video with you.
In 10 years, I hope to have a very successful business with my video production stuff. As you can tell, I'm not the actor, not at all. I like to be behind the camera in front of this, putting stuff together. An amazing 2011. I started with nothing, and I've just surrounded myself with really good people. And anything's possible. I'm kind of goofy and kind of awkward in front of the camera, because again, I like to be behind it.
Hey everybody, it's Michael Gebben here, and I'm super excited to be with you on Wednesday. We're going to do this video in 60 seconds or less. Thank you very much. Just kidding. All right, let's go at it. So I am fired up. Find what you're passionate about, but keep trying. Even in my trying to find what lights me up, I keep failing. I keep doing things. I keep trying so I can find that thing. All right, there we go. Rock and roll. Any comments about that? So as you can see, that progression there, and then that blue background video is from, years ago now. I'm 35 years old. Never say never. I was literally petrified to talk in front of more than a few people in my life for a long time. Like the networking meetings, anybody ever been to a networking meeting? You got to stand up. Hi, I'm Michael Gebben. I own Gebb's Total Video, and I do this, that, and the other thing, and I'm here to help you. Thank you. Right? Like, I hated that. I tried to go to the bathroom and like stay out there till that little part of the thing was done. They wouldn't call me back and say, hey, wait, hold on, buddy. And so what's interesting is to kind of relieve some of the stress, the worry, the anxiety. I want to read something to you really quickly. And I'm going to share this as well. This is a guy that I found a couple years ago now, and I really love. He's made a profound impact on my life. Peter Crohn's his name. It says, everything always happens exactly when it happens. Although this sounds self-evident, super obvious, I invite you to consider that you don't actually live your life this way. It's human to want things to happen when we want them to. Gosh, dang it. Such a needy and self-righteous bunch we are. The world according to us, because we really know how things should be. When I realized I thought I knew the best time for things to happen, and worse, what was meant to happen, I recognized how audacious and borderline obnoxious that was. Admittedly, I was still in my 20s, but it was incredibly humbling to let go of my personal timeline for life, to still keep my intentions and commitments, but surrender to a higher and more intelligent power. What I add into that, whether that's God, universe, Buddha, this, that, or the other thing, whatever it is for you, surrender. To trust that everything intended for me would in fact be delivered at the exact right time. It was the most powerful shifts in my mindset. Since then, my life has been filled with grace and magic. At times, it took a lot to let go of the doubt or concern, but life has always delivered. Even if it wasn't what I thought that I wanted, it was exactly what I needed on a soul level to evolve. And so my challenge is for you to think about how many things outside of the fact, if you wanted to turn this off right now and click that button, say, I don't want to listen to this guy anymore, or that if you leave a comment right this second while it's live, or you hit the like button, those instantaneous things in this moment that you may have some level of semblance of click the like button right now, right? Leave a comment right now. But outside of this moment, do you know what's going to happen 30 minutes from now? You could say, well, I have a meeting in 30 minutes. I have to get off this call. It's at the time of recording this, it's 9:05. I got 25 minutes. I'm going to have to get off this. Do you have absolute certainty that in 15 minutes, that person that you were supposed to have the meeting with in 25 minutes doesn't text you and go, hey, I'm really sorry. Something happened and I'm stuck in traffic. You think we can push that back by 30 minutes? You ever had anything like that happen? I don't know. Did this thing, did you have 2020 planned out? This is what's going to happen. January, February, March, April, May. I just paid my person to put together this cool epic business plan that said, this is what we're going to do day by day and week by week and month by month. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is going to be the year. Anybody, you had that? Did you have that in 2020? Did you have that in 2021, 2019, 2018, 17, 16, 15? This is not an attack. This is not a lecture, because I have been, anything I am saying in the video that I shared and what I am talking through right now is because I've went through that journey of thinking life happens to me and I have zero control, except for the fact that I can predict everything that's going to happen and when it's going to happen the way I want it to happen and the dates and times that I want it to happen. No, I've realized that I don't know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, or how it's going to happen. All I can do is show up each and every single day. It doesn't mean have no plan. It doesn't mean do nothing. I'm big on MIA. It went from imperfect action to inspired action to intentional action. Those are the 3 I's that I have in MIA. Because there was a time in my life where I looked back and I'm just like, I'm throwing spaghetti at the wall, just trying all sorts of things. And for a long time, I didn't even see what stuck. I just kept throwing and kept tossing. And I got overwhelmed, overworked, stressed out. I wanted to give up on my entire business. And I got a little bit more intentional about what I did. but I still wanted things to happen in certain ways and certain times. And this surrendering to life, to keeping commitments, keeping the intentionality of what I want. If you want to quit your job, knowing and believing with absolute certainty that that is possible for you. But how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, the day, the week, the month that it's going to happen, especially if it's anywhere in the distance, unless you're going to walk in today and say you're going to quit, which you could. I mean, I had this little tingles when I put get into debt, lose all your money, disappoint all these people. Like that was a title that I put in here. And I'm like, I'm kind of shaking as I put it. And as I get going, it's like, I pushed through that. And I think that there's things in life that we've got to recognize. What are those things that we push through because there's a spark? Because I've pushed through when I felt forced. Now I allowed that. If you can also recognize, there's been a big shift for me that we allow things to, outside of physical pain, potentially, if you're on a Facebook group, somebody's real nasty to you, you allow that to hurt you. It can sting for sure. Even as you practice and do all these things I could say, it's going to sting in the moment potentially, but it doesn't have to affect your trajectory. And what I've learned is my past does not have to predict my future. So many of us are looking for like a visible sign that we're going in the right direction, or that this is working out, or I've been doing this for this amount of time, my bank account is going up. I just did a post today that I found from a few years ago that was talking about in the year 2000, Reese Hastings of Netflix tried to sell Netflix to Blockbuster for $50 million. And Blockbuster was like, I don't think so, buddy. Good luck to you. Internet thing, I don't really know about that. So he was crazy, as in the owner, CEO, founder of Netflix, crazy to a company that was doing quite well. And now when I posted this in 2018, I think they had 100 million customers. And in 2022, they have 290 million. They were worth, I think, 80 billion. And now they're worth $232 billion just 4 years later. But we've got to think that was the year 2000. He was trying to get rid of his company and could have sold it, couldn't sell it. Nobody wanted it for $50 billion. And now they're worth billions 22 years later. And so the world is trying to sell you absolute acceleration and speed to which you can buy something and within 30, 60, 90 days, make tens of thousands of dollars. And if you're a filmmaker, you're a creative, you've bought a course, you're in a group, and you see somebody say that, oh my gosh, I just quit my job and I bought this course 3 weeks ago, right? What we take is out of context, that statement. And then you might say, well, I've been at this for 3 years and I haven't quit my job yet. What's wrong with me? Why am I such a loser, right? I guess maybe this isn't meant for me. What you don't know is that person's background. How old are they, right? When did they start? How much time have they put in? Are they single? When I started to live in my parents' basement, I think I just saw somebody pop in who was literally the catalyst, who asked my dad at the cemetery to essentially see if we could do funeral slideshows. That's how my business started. Funeral slideshows in 2004. In fact, I found the folder. It had some dollar bills on it that essentially was from 2004 when I, had sold some additional copies and making the slideshow for $75. I made, I think, $4,000 my junior year in high school. But I had a candy machine business. I thought I was going to go to college for kinesiology and be a personal trainer at Valley Total Fitness. And so all these things I thought would happen that were somewhat part of my plan, and people telling me I needed to go to college to succeed, and if I didn't, I would fail. There are people who are told that who go and they're miserable. There are people who told that and go and succeed. There are people who go and they think they're in the right thing and they get done with their 10-year degree and they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like this. And then there are people who don't go to college. All this is the same statement being said to different people. And then there's people, myself, who didn't go. And I said, okay, that's fine. Because just like this little goofy hair I left today, the video that I shared, I was following my intuition. I was following my gut. I was following really the fun. I was following what lit me up. I wasn't following the crowd. I wasn't following what was popular. I wasn't following what I should do. But was it me? Was it God? Was it universe? I don't really know. All I know is that plans I had changed, right? And plans that you will have will continue to change. And if you are so audacious to think, and this is also talking to me, and I've a lot overcome this, but if we're so audacious to think that we can truly predict every moment of every day, regardless as if we have a time frame and a timeline on it, because the reality is the COVIDs, the life happens, a family thing, whatever. A business goes out of business that you thought you were going to do business with 3 weeks earlier. There are so many things that if you allow that external to affect your internal, you will endlessly be disappointed over and over and over again. And that disappointment leads to discouragement. And that discouragement typically will prevent you from taking the actions necessary to keep you making progress, keep you moving forward, keep you gaining momentum. So if you're looking for every answer right now on exactly how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and the details to it happening, how's that working for you? Is it exactly every day, every week, and every month so far going exactly to a T? To a T, that is. Not as a whole, it's going to plan. I'm saying to a T. Because what I've leaned back into, like when I started in my heart, is following the inspired breadcrumbs. And I know people now who have built multi-million dollars, corporations, companies, organizations off of this type of thinking. And I truly believe with every bone in my body, it is the direction that our world is going, because the alpha, bleed your eyes out, sleep when you're dead, beat yourself into a pulp, and do what my title said in this, disappoint people, lose millions, all this kind of stuff, is because in my 20s, I focused pretty much 100% of my attention on growing a business. And that business did really, really, really well. But that guy in that little brick wall background was ultimately not super happy at that stage in my life. There were great things going on, and money was really good. The woman I am now married to, I wasn't with. I was having massive heartbreak over that. And all these different things personally were happening that were causing me a lot of distress. And the realization of disappointment is that, through my life, I've wanted to make changes that would still fulfill my heart, that would still excite me, that I would have fun so I could keep moving forward. And in doing that, yes, at times there were people that I had to quote unquote let down, but that's not on me, that's on them. Their expectations of how I should be, how you should be, are not yours to deal with. It is theirs to deal with. And so for me, that idea that I'd still have a paper out, I'd still be cleaning houses with my mom, I'd still be at Jimmy John's, I'd still be at a beer distributor, I would still be filming weddings, I would still be doing dance recitals, graduations, church services, and filming birthday parties and anything else in between. And there is nothing wrong with any of those things. But for me, I lost my love with it. But to move on with something that I loved more, it involved some disappointment and letting people down. But every time I've had the quote unquote difficult conversation, the difficult conversations moving forward aren't so difficult. And I get to have a life that has so much more fun, fulfillment, with less stress, anxiety, worry, or frustration about all these unknowns that I am trying to predict, and I am trying to force, and I'm trying to make happen. I believe we can create our life our way, but I believe that we got to leave room for the ability for serendipity and synchronicities and things to happen that you just aren't planning for. Because if you're so strict and stringent on a specific path, and that path's not working out, there could have been a path if you just shifted a little bit to the left, that it would have been fun and fulfilling, and overall it would have challenges, but it would be more enjoyable and less stressful. So anyways, again, if you're new here, I appreciate you. I'm on here for a few more moments today. I want to leave this open a little longer. This is your daily jumpstart. Today, at the recording of this one, I am doing my Mind Tune of Time Live. If you'd enjoyed this today and you want, it's completely complimentary. Some people, don't get it. There's so much. What's the catch? What am I taking? I give a lot away. I do coach people full time now, but I spend far more time giving than I do in the receiving mode. But it's the same thing I did in my video production company. I did far more for free than I got paid for, but the things I did for free and then what I got paid for resulted in the millions. The only thing is, in my 20s, I spent like crazy. And now in my 30s, I've completely flipped that script. And you, my friend, can flip that script at any moment of any day. I'm super proud of all the people that I've gotten to work with and the career transformations, the life transformations that have happened. You want a dose of that? Go to mindtuneuptimelive.com. That's mind, M-I-N-D, tuneuptimelive.com. Register for the Zoom. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, I get on. And those are usually more like 30 to 45 minutes. And if there's somebody new, I only take new people on those. I do coaching, 15, 20, 30 minutes. And what will happen in those 15, 20 minutes can completely change the trajectory if you so would like it to happen. I have a great track record of continuing to be able to get through to people, because when I say, when I hear you, I can help you. It's because I hear things in a way that most won't, and I will say things that most won't be willing to. And those things are always coming from love. But I find that I can hear and see things that just others can't. And essentially speak up in a way that will be for your benefit, because I don't care what you do. I only care what you do. I mean, I have no ego attached to some kind of outcome that I want you to have. It's getting back to that, what's inside of you, what's been dying that you have inside of you that you haven't released, you haven't got out, and it's killing you inside. And so that's what I'm all about. But I appreciate you being on here. If you've enjoyed this, give some likes and love. If you're catching this later on YouTube, podcast, or somewhere else, leave it a comment, leave it a thumbs up, leave it whatever, send me a message, and we'll go from there. So these are Monday through Friday, your daily jumpstart. Michael Gebben, my mechanic, tuning up hearts and minds one at a time so your ideas don't die. I know you said it. Rock and roll, my friend.